Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. We're live for Monday Night Football in what's a very big week for football, with Champions League football back tomorrow, but Premier League football on tonight and on Friday night, and Arsenal are playing in both of those games. So good welcome. Good evening, and Arsenal against Crystal Palace. I think this is going to be a really interesting game, you know. I mean, I think Arsenal fans, they've been through the runner, haven't they, the last few years, and they are a laughingstock, and they are a club that's not really expected to do a hell of a lot this season. But when you look at the Premier League table, if they were to win tonight, they would go up to ninth place, but they would only then be 3 points off fourth. So, you know, it's a massive couple of games this for Arsenal when they play Palace tonight and then they play Villa on Friday night. So they've got a real opportunity. If they were to win both those games, they'd be 2 points ahead of Manchester United before we play Liverpool. So, you know, this is what I mean. It's about, you know, Arsenal have played some difficult games and they've got an opportunity here tonight. The starting lineups we're going to go through straight away in a moment, but that's not straight away then, is it? Straight away in a moment, not straight away. But 1-1 tonight. Gary Neville talking crap. I'd love to know what Gary Neville said, because I heard Rio Ferdinand this afternoon saying that Ollie's earned the right to get to the end of the season. I don't think these ex-players realise that we're judging them the same as we're judging Ollie. Ollie is a United great, United legend, because he scored a goal in a Champions League final, and you know it's more than that with Ollie. He was part of that team. He was I loved Ollie as a player, but we're judging him as a manager, not as a player. And these ex-players who are pundits, they can't do the same. Maybe that's why they're sticking up for Ollie, because they realise if we start to judge them as pundits and not as the great players they were, they're flawed. I mean, how Rio Ferdinand can say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should get to the end of the season, he's earned that right. No manager's earned that right. No manager's earned that right. He's been here 3 years. We sacked Mourinho at Christmas. We sacked Moyes in March. What's Ollie done to earn the right to get to the end of last season? He's won sod all. Mourinho had won us trophies, and it was right that we sacked him at Christmas. So it's this biased nonsense. And again, I just keep hearing nonsense about pressing. God, go and coach a football club and understand how you press. Your press is a bloody team. It's not Ronaldo. It's not your front four. It's the whole bloody team. You can't press if you're going to put your centre-backs holding hands with the hair because they're scared of the ball over the top. You can't press. So you shouldn't even be trying to do it. But they're just protecting, aren't they? Protecting. Mark, to be honest, I was disgusted by Ollie saying Rashford should focus on his football. He's been doing both just fine. Sorry to mention it. Daniel Kirk, I think you're absolutely spot on. Whatever you think about Marcus Rashford as a footballer, and I think that's the debate that we're interested in as football fans, he's done some fantastic things off the pitch. Look, what he's done off the pitch could impact his football because he's done some amazing things. But how can you come out and say Marcus Rashford needs to focus on his football when he's been injured for the last 3 months because Ollie overplayed him? How can he, he's not been able to play football for 3 months. It's ridiculous. Neville said he won't call for the sacking of Ollie. Also said Ronaldo has underperformed since his first game, says 58 Go. It's a shame. He's paid a hell of a lot of money. He's a very, very good pundit. And he is absolutely, I don't think the streets will forget. And I don't do that sort of thing. Well, I will do. The streets aren't going to forget, Gary. The streets aren't going to forget, Gary. You think you're a top-class pundit? You've ruined yourself. The streets aren't going to forget. We won't forget this, bro. We're not going to forget this, man. The streets won't forget. We won't forget. We're not going to forget this because it's the hypocrisy. Why wasn't he sticking up for Van Gaal or Gary or Mourinho like this? Why, when he's spoken about other football clubs and on his as a Sky Sports pundit, has he not stuck by the managers like he is now sticking with his mate? But as I said, Gary Neville's a legend for me. I think he's the best right back I've seen at Manchester United, apart from Dennis Irwin, and he mainly played as a left back. I think he's one of England's best right backs. But we're talking about him as a player. As a pundit, I think it's a shame what they're talking about at the moment. I really do. But look, this game is about to start and I haven't even got the timer. I feel that tonight's going to be a really good show. Obviously, it's going to be a very good show. I've not even done the team news for the Arsenal game, and it is an Arsenal watch-along here. So let's just start the timer and then we'll go through the team news. But I feel tonight's going to be a bit like Monday Night Football on That's Football. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, We're up and running here. And thank you to everybody who's starting the show with a bit of passion and some good conversation. Also, just want to let you know as well, the Christmas fixtures have been released. I know it's only the middle of October, but United aren't playing on Boxing Day. Ka-ching! Brilliant. It means I can get absolutely pissed and not have to worry about doing a stream. Although some of you would quite like that. I mean, I still might do a stream. I think Liverpool are playing Villa at 12:30, so I might do that before I get on it again. Anyway, Arsenal team: Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Odegaard, Pepe, Smith Rowe, and Saka and Aubameyang. I mean, it's interesting. Obviously, Xhaka, I think, got a red card, didn't he, or something, or he's missing, or he's injured. It's a shame that they've had to pull Odegaard back next to Partey, but it's a chance for Pepe. Enforced change there with no Xhaka involved. Palace have low-key done quite well this season. Watch out for Gallagher. They've also got a front three of Edouard, Benteke and Ayew with McCarthy, Miolovic and Gallagher. Then they've got Mitchell, Guel and Anderson and Ward with Gaeta in goal. I think Zaha must be injured, which is a bit of a shame, but they've still got players that could cause some problems for Arsenal. So, interesting game. I'm definitely not drunk tonight, by the way. I've just been out watching Seb play football. Scored a hat-trick. It's only like, little kids training, but, we are where we are. I'm going to have a look at the Gary Neville comments, but I've got to keep an eye on this game as well. Definitely, but I can't listen to it when I'm live because I'll get done for a copyright strike. So there you go. But look, good start here from Crystal Palace, 3v3, and Arsenal have done well there to get rid of it. But the Palace side have started off with a very energetic press here, and Arsenal are going to have to adapt to that pretty quick. So Gary Neville's quotes here, I'm just reading it. I'm not going to come on this show and ask for a manager. I mean, I'll be talking about this on the morning show on the United Stand, but I'm not going to come on the show and ask for a manager to be sacked. It's never going to happen. He's a club legend. He's my teammate, and I actually like him a lot. Man United have failed with 2 previous managers who've been world class. It's not the right time to discuss it. Solskjaer's future. I've got Man United fans on my social media timeline all the time saying, Gary is your mate. You won't call him out. No, I won't. So there you go. I've just tweet replied it, so you can read my tweet on @Mark Goldbridge because we're doing a watch along here, so I've got to be careful. Zidane in, Ollie out. Look, I'm not Ollie out anyway, but I've basically said that if we lose to Liverpool at the weekend, he's got to go. But Gary's obviously solved his problems with the Glazers. He just sounds like a Glazerite. He used to speak quite openly about the issues at Manchester United, and now he's choosing not to. It's a bit of a shame. You know what? But that's the sort of punditry Sky want to offer up these days, isn't it? The brilliance of people like Carragher and Neville and Scholes was that they spoke openly, and unfortunately we found some of our ex-players kryptonite. It's called Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They can't deal with speaking honestly about the absolute shambles we are at the moment. I don't know where Zaha is, Red Rum. I'm sure someone in the chat can let us know. What is the situation with Wilfried Zaha? Let me know. Well, he's basically... he's ill. He's not very well. He's sick. Okay. He's basically... He's basically admitted he's not going to be an unbiased pundit. He's going to just stick by his club. I mean, look, it's not like Sky are going to can tell him to do anything. Mark, best Boxing Day stream was versus Newcastle 2019 when you had the kids behind you. Remember you said to them, if a burglar comes in, you lock the door. Legend, says Andrew C. Yeah, I'd been down the pub and had 5 pints as well before I did that stream. It was quite good, to be fair. But anyway, Arsenal have settled down a little bit now. And Palace have been really well. I've not really watched a lot of Palace this season apart from highlights. But it's not... I mean, I've got Palace goalkeeper in my fantasy Premier League team. I didn't put him in today because I went with the Brighton goalkeeper, which got me a clean sheet. So I can't get it wrong. But he's been very good this season. And defensively, they've been quite good as well. So I do think Arsenal will win, by the way. I'm going to go with an Arsenal 2-0 win. But Palace are a well-organised team under Vieira. I think they're a better team already than they were under Hodgson. So, Gurav says, I was really angry with Scholes saying United defend better than Chelsea. I don't know what's happened to these ex-players. They're all at it. They're all in the same bloody gang. Scholesy, Keano, Rio, Gary Neville. It's like they've all bloody messaged each other and said, let's talk a load of crap to defend Ollie. But I don't know where your loyalty to the club kicks in. Like, you're telling me that you shouldn't be talking openly about what... I don't want them to say... Well, I just want to say, corner to Arsenal here. I don't want them to come out and say Ollie out, because I haven't said that. But what I have said is that this is a shit show. It's a shambles. And they've got a responsibility to come out. Why would you not do that? Oh, because he's a mate. That's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. If you employ your best mate in your business and you start to lose money and you're in, there's a chance you might go bankrupt... What a goal by Aubameyang! It's a goal! What a goal by Aubameyang. 1-0 to Arsenal. Lovely bit of play by Pepe. And Aubameyang's back in business, back up front. And I think he's going to score a lot of goals this season, Aubameyang. He's got quite a good record anyway. But I think with him playing through the middle and not off the left, I think there's a real opportunity for him to score a lot of goals this season. Lovely play between Pepe and... I don't know who it was. It might have been the right back. But Pepe gets the shot off with that deadly little left foot. Keeper palms it away. And Aubameyang's there to tap it in. And I can't see him being offside if anyone's thinking that. I really don't think he will be. He's never in a million years. Never in a million years is he offside. And it's a good goal. Very good goal. (1-0). Well, that's a perfect goal for Arsenal, and it's a kick in the teeth for Palace, because Arsenal, you want to score the first goal early at home, kick on, put them to bed, good night. Palace want to frustrate the home crowd, which can get very frustrated, and get something out of the game. And they still can get something out of the game, but it's a very good start for Arsenal, and it's a very, very good goal. Pepe would get you the assist for that, and Aubameyang with the goal. Hey Handsome, says Goldbridge's Fangirl Society. And My Big Melon says, do you think Ronaldo will go into Ollie's office and question tactics and plays like he did in your FIFA career mode? I would hope he would. Love your work, Goldie. Sorry, mate, says Grantos. And imagine if we had Jedniak playing this matchup, Goldie. What a skipper he was. He'd cut Prime Keno in half. What you reckon? Up the Reds. Congratulations on Seb's hat-trick. Classic number 9. There we go. Thank you very much. Mark, you should do fancy football streams, please, says Super. I mean, I could do that, but are people that interested in me doing that? Pepe with the assist, yes, says Romario. So, a very good start from Arsenal. We're only 10 minutes in here, and they are 1-0 up. And Aubameyang's the man with the goal. Decent goal as well. Good finish. Anticipation. And I think that he's in for a good season. Arsenal could be in for a good season. I mean, can Arsenal get top 4? We'll be talking about that at half-time, actually. Can Arsenal get top 4? Hold it for half-time. We like a bit of a half-time chat. But the race for top 4 is getting very interesting. I was speaking to a Spurs fan this evening, actually, and they said, look, we've not played that particularly well, but it just shows you what the difference is between winning and drawing. Some of those games that Spurs have won, they could have drawn, and they'd be a lot further down the league. I mean, they've lost a few games, but because they've won the others, it's never a bad thing, actually. You know, you can lose games as long as you win your others. And what that means is, you know, if you play 5 games and you lose 2 and you draw 3, you've got 3 points. You play 5 games and you lose 2 and you win 3, you've got 9. And I think that's what Spurs are doing at the moment. They're not really drawing. So, Aubameyang with the goal, Jack Dawkins. Arsenal leading 1-0 in our first of 2 Arsenal watch-alongs this week because they're playing Villa on Friday night. So, it's a real big opportunity for Arsenal to play last and first and get 6 points and really make an impact on this league. And look, people think I'm Arteta in. I'm not really Arteta anything. I'm not really Arteta anything at all. But what I did say is that I think Arsenal fans should give him some patience, and that he is a player that is he's a manager that is now starting to build the team in his own right. Zane's there with the goal, and Arsenal have Villa at the Emirates on Friday. They could be above us at the end of the week, says Joshua Bowwater. They could, and that in itself is quite embarrassing. With no disrespect to Arsenal, I wouldn't expect United to be behind Arsenal in the league at this stage of the season. But Arsenal have a style of play, and they have a system of play as well. And, you know, they don't have any European football either. So, hence they're playing Monday and Friday. It's Palace on the break here. He's done quite well there. Now Benteke. I don't know what he's doing. Oh! Hey up! Hey up, ref! Martin Atkinson, hey up! That's a pen, that is. That's a bloody penalty. Penalty. That's a penalty, surely. Surely. Atkinson did this again. Is it Atkinson? I don't think it is Martin Atkinson, the ref, actually. Oh, it is, isn't it? Or is it Mike Dean? Who's the ref? Is it Mike Dean? Who's the ref? It's Mike Dean. Well, I haven't seen a replay, so I always act on impulse, but I thought it was a penalty. A lot of people saying it wasn't, but it looked to me like he'd skipped through. Let's have a look back. Let's have a look. Here we go. Into Benteke's feet. Well, it's a Stonewall penalty. They've bloody sandwiched him. They've sandwiched him. How can it not be a penalty? Well, it's one of those, isn't it? He thinks not. Aubameyang's injured here, though, so Arsenal might want to concede a penalty rather than have an injury to Aubameyang. I really like Sneak. I mean, I'm not promoting it on this channel. I promote it on my Twitch channel, but I've got my blue raspberry drink here. I love it. I can get people the link if they want it, but yeah, I love it. As energy drinks go, it's sugar free as well. I can't be doing with all the sugar. But I've got Smith Rowe in my fantasy Premier League team actually, so it's a shame he didn't get an assist. Coming together and would have been soft, says 58 go. Well, you're an Arsenal fan though, so let it be. Games on Sky in the UK. Thanks, Ivan. My I can't remember what my code is. I think it's Sneakbridge, isn't it? Well, it's not been a penalty anyway, so I'm not going to dwell on it. I just thought it could have been a penalty. I'm not in a tantrum about it. I thought it was I did think it was a penalty, but obviously it's not been given. And I think the inconsistency around penalties is just there. You just don't know these days. It's like handballs. You just don't know what's a handball and what's a penalty. I think the great thing about Champions League football tomorrow is they're a lot more clearer about what's a handball and what's not a penalty. Basically, if it hits your hand in the Champions League, they're going to give a penalty. If it hits your hand in the Premier League, they'll probably... There's Smith Rowe. Take me away, 'cause I just don't want to stay, and the lies you make me say. Corner to Arsenal. It's getting deeper every day. These are crazy days, but they make me shine. Time keeps rolling by. All around the world. Pepe could have got another assist there. Oh, lovely ball. Watch out, watch out. This could be a FIFA goal on the break here. They've got a lovely break on. He's in trouble there. It's good defensive play by Smith Rowe. And they've averted the counter there. Well done. I'm going to talk to you about Premier League fixtures for Christmas are out. So I can tell you what the Premier League fixtures are over the Christmas period now, because they've come out. So well, Christmas Day's on a Saturday, isn't it, this year? And Boxing Day's on a Sunday. But the way it works this year is quite good. If you tell me a team, I'll tell you who you're playing over Christmas anyway. But are we at least going to finish top 4? Says Piska. I can't see how United don't finish top 4. Joseph Dawson, thank you. Member for 2 months. Arsenal looking for an offside here, but it's Palace on the attack into the box, and he has given an offside. God, that linesman looks about 90. He keeps doing that as well. He thinks he's the Fonz. He's going... think I better dance now. I think he's Tom Jones. He looks like Tom Jones. I think I better dance now. I think I better put my flag up now. Up, get on up. That's James Brown. That's not Tom Jones. I think I better put my flag up now. Ooh. So, good start to the game for Arsenal. What's your prediction for the game, Mark? I said 2-0 to Arsenal, didn't I, Thomas? So I'm halfway there. Bit of Bon Jovi. But Palace look okay. I think Palace... Look, I don't think Palace are going to be causing Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool problems. But I think beyond those 3 teams, there's a lot of teams that can cause each other problems. And I include United in that. I think Palace could cause United problems, definitely. Arsene Wenger being Newcastle manager. Don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think I better dance now. But Palace are doing quite well. There was an overlap pass there he could have played. Somebody just said, who are Chelsea playing over Christmas? So yeah, so the Christmas fixtures are out and New Year. Which is great because you can start to make your plans. And... the interesting thing with the Premier League is it basically shuts down for a week because the last Premier League game is Monday the 20th of December, which is Everton against Leicester, which is 8 o'clock. And then there's no Premier League game until the following Sunday, which is Boxing Day. So Christmas Day's on the Saturday, Christmas Eve's on the Friday, no Premier League football, which I think is quite nice actually, because I've had it before where there has been games on the 23rd and that, and it sort of messes up with all your Christmas plans. So I'm quite happy that there's no, there's a 6-day period where it's, watch Christmas films and not watch football sort of thing. Chelsea do play on Boxing Day, and they're playing Aston Villa at 5:30, so that'll be on the telly. And they then play Brighton on the Wednesday, and then they're playing Liverpool, I think, on the 2nd, which is the Sunday. So they play Liverpool on the 2nd of January. So there you go. Palace are just on the attack here. I'll give you the full list of Boxing Day fixtures if you want them, actually, because United are the only team not playing on Boxing Day. We're playing Newcastle at 8 o'clock on Monday the 27th. Liverpool play Leeds at 12:30 on Boxing Day. And then you've got Wolves playing Watford at 12:30. And then the rest, Burnley, Everton, Man City, Leicester, Norwich, Arsenal, Tottenham, Palace, West Ham, Southampton, and Villa. Are all 3 o'clocks. Then Villa against Chelsea and Brighton. Villa against Chelsea are 5, as I said, and Brighton, Brentford at 8 o'clock. If you're watching Brighton against Brentford at 8 o'clock on Boxing Day night, you've really got to ask a question of yourselves. What are you doing with your lives? I wouldn't even expect Brighton and Brentford people to be watching that. You should be stuffed on turkey sandwiches, drinking something. West Ham are playing at 3 o'clock on Boxing Day against Southampton, and Spurs are playing at 3 o'clock on Boxing Day against Crystal Palace. Tottenham's last game before Christmas is Sunday the 19th at 4:30 against Liverpool. West Ham's last game before Christmas is Saturday the 28th. Saturday the 18th. So they don't play a game for 8 days, because they don't play until Boxing Day after that game on the Saturday before. That must be a bank holiday on Saturday the 28th. It's on Tuesday the 28th of December. It must be a bank holiday, because Arsenal are playing at 12:30 against Wolves. So there you go. Anyway, back to the game. Beef stew and dumplings are underrated, Baby Yoda. Absolutely underrated. I think I better dance now. What's United's last game before Christmas? Man United are playing Brighton at 12:30 on Saturday the 18th of December. So they play on the Saturday. So United actually end up with 9 days off, because they play on Saturday. That's a good break. I could do with a break. I might go away I might go away somewhere. So United play on Saturday the 18th, and then they don't play until Monday the 27th. So it's a big old break, that is. I could do with a break. No, it's a quick shout. Yeah, United not playing on Boxing Day. They're playing on the day after Boxing Day at 8 o'clock. Carabao Cup will be on in the week before, but United are out of it. So, yeah. Here we go. Crystal Palace on the attack. Good bit of play. Lays it off into Gallagher. Gets his shot off straight at Ramsdale. I mean, Palace have been competitive in this game. I think it's been quite an equal game. I just think Arsenal, Aubameyang's the difference, isn't he? He's took that chance. Mark, do you think Ollie can turn this around? Says Ashton. I like percentages. For me, the percentage chance of Solskjaer turning this around is 30%. I think there's a 70% chance that it's over. But the problem is United have got a very incompetent board, and they love Solskjaer. So, and they don't want to spend money. And at the end of the day, hold on a minute, Arsenal on the attack here. Nice little bit of play. Smith Rowe into Partey, good shot, blocked. They don't want to spend money, and if you get if you want Conte or you want Zidane, they're going to cost you a lot of money, and it's going to cost a lot of money to sack Solskjaer. So I don't know. I think the problem is, when you've got Cristiano Ronaldo at your club and he's 36, he can't lose a season of his career because United can't be asked to make the right decision. So, Mark, do you think Salah is the best in the world? Says AJ. I think he's the best in the league at the moment. What's a road to glory, Gary Fox? Don't even know what it is. I'm not good enough to do a road to glory. It was a fantastic FIFA stream today because it was a very up and down one. Palace on the attack. Arsenal defending quite well though, and they come away with the ball again. Next goal is going to be really important in this game. Is Salah the best player in the world right now? He probably is the best form player, but you know, it depends what you want to do. I mean, form. Do you want to look at the last 6 months? Do you want to look at the month? I think we have player of the month, so I think you should do it based on month. Who's the best player in the world at the moment this month? And I think for the month of October, did Salah score in October against Man City? Because if he did, it's definitely Salah, isn't it? When is it acceptable to eat mince pies? I haven't had one yet, Daniel. So, and I'm always up for a mince pie. You missed my super chat. I love you though, says the Royal Mail X. Sorry, mate. I'm sorry I missed that. Mark, there's rumours that Henderson is starting on Wednesday night. Thoughts? Says Martial FC. Why? Where from? Don't add this. We've had to put up with Gary Neville's nonsense without rumours of that. Why would you do that in a must-win game? That would be, oh God, that would be ridiculous. Why would you do that? That's got to be the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard. What we're going to do? Put McTominay up front. I think mince pies in November's probably the best, isn't it? But they are on sale now. Faris says it's very unfair that you get to play Newcastle before their transfer window. I think they'll still be crap after the transfer window as well. They're not going to be able to buy the right sort of players. Champions League watch-along tomorrow night. Yes, shot! Good save, Ramsdale. Benteke. He probably didn't catch it as well as he could have done. I don't know who the centre-back is here, but he gets turned. It's Gabriel. Ball into the feet of Benteke. He creates too much space from the two centre-backs. And it's a low shot, but Ramsdale makes the save. Doesn't really connect with it well enough, but it was half a chance. Half a chance. Lots of people saying Benzema is better than Salah, but Salah's doing it in the best league in the world. You know, you're always going to get an advantage when you're doing it in the Premier League, especially the teams he's doing it against. Baby Yoda says, I'm not a fan of mince pies unless they're warm and there is a condiment involved. I think me and Baby Yoda probably have quite similar sort. I bet you like autumnal food, don't you? Because you've said beef stew and dumplings win, and now you're saying mince pies warm with a condiment. Well, I tell you, what about this? What about a nice warm mince pie with some custard, or maybe a bit of ice cream? Another win, I think. It's a bit early in the midnight hour for me to go through all the things that I want to be. I don't believe in everything I see. Oh, what's going on here with the ref? What's he having a chat about now? He's got his ear in. He's got his ear in. I don't know whether he's having a look at anything. No, he's not. He's all right. Mark, the scenario has changed so much that I look at the fixture list and I can't predict us getting 3 points against any team in the Premier League or Champions League. What about you, says Saga? Well, you know, that's because we're playing so bad. We've taken 1 point from our last 3 Premier League games, which is terrible. We were very lucky against Villarreal. So, yeah, of course, we need to see Manchester United see United win. And I think that has to happen on Wednesday. But if you watch my preview for Atalanta, which I've just done, I think that, and remember we've got Ollie's press conference tomorrow lunchtime. But I think with United, you know, Atalanta are a good side, but they've got to win. They have to win. Crystal Palace have got a good free kick here on the right hand side in a decent situation. This is something Arsenal need to get a lot better at, which is defending crosses into the box. Remember last season when they were letting people like Gundogan score from crosses, and Palace have got a good bit of height in their side. Anyway, here we go with the cross. See what happens. And it's not a great cross. Been 2 years, finally get a game in Old Trafford on Wednesday. First Champions League game, Dublin. Lads on tour, says Muzzy Lions. Enjoy it. Hope United deliver. Can you call my mate Ollie a prat? He twerks for his boss, says Giggity. And thoughts on Lampard to Newcastle? He does have experience in managing in the Championship, to be fair, says Carl. I don't know. I mean, I did the video yesterday after the Newcastle game. I actually expected Steve Bruce to be sacked today. I actually am one of the few who think he should be sacked. I don't know why. I don't know. Look, it's not even. I mean, it's not even. Even if Mike Ashley was in charge, I still think Steve Bruce should get sacked. You've got 3 points from 8 games. Like, it's nothing to do with the Saudi Arabian owners, but actually, with them in charge, they've got the money to get a better manager as well. So, I think Steve Bruce should be sacked. I'm surprised he hasn't been. I mean, it's so inevitable he's going to get sacked. So, you've given him a game, he lost, sack him. Lewandowski for me, plus he was robbed of the Ballon d'Or, says Raz. And so I don't know what's going on with Newcastle, but they don't seem to be looking to make any changes. I'm loving the Christmas period as well, Hans. I quite like the fact that there's no Premier League games around Christmas Day and Boxing Day and Christmas Eve. Atalanta are Ollie's perfect opposition. We'll sit back and counter like against Leeds, Leipzig, Sociedad because we have better players. People will gas it up, says Michael Nelson. And for those saying Zidane in, pretty sure he's waiting for the French job, says Zubi. Yeah, he could well be. You're right. You could be right on that one. Oh, he says play on there, Mike Dean. What's that noise? Mark, what are your top 5 young players not in the Prem? You're having a laugh. You're having an absolute laugh, Zenovo. I'm not doing that. I don't know, is the honest answer. Atalanta are going to fancy themselves Wednesday, and we need to win. So I'm going to guess the bottle jobs will be out in force and we will lose. It's interesting that people are waking up to the fact that United have got a difficult game on Saturday, on Wednesday night actually. So yeah, I've just pinned the chat because a couple of people are asking about Sneak Energy and stuff and how they can get it. I've pinned the link in the chat. If you read that pinned tweet, it will tell you Sneak Energy. Order your starter pack through this link using the creator code SneakBridge on the cart page. So if you click that link, it will show you get a free one of these. You get a free one of those come through, and you get 9 servings of their energy drinks, which are like this. Basically, tip it in, add quite a lot of water, mix it up, and it'll keep you going all afternoon, really. And it's an energy drink, yeah, but it's got no sugar in it. So, but they'll send you 9 flavours, one of which will be blue raspberry, which is lit. It's the favourite of the lot. You get sour apple, cherry bomb, purple storm, strawberry watermelon, bubblegum millions, tropicilla, strawberry millions, and raspberry lemonade. And then once you've tried those, whichever one you want, you can then order your tub of it. And if you like energy drinks or you've not tried them, they're good to try because they don't have any sugar in. So, cut back over the bar. So yeah, I've just pinned it there because a few people would. Obviously, I've not changed my top from my FIFA stream and Sneak sponsor my Twitch streams. So I'm just dropping it in for there if you want to give it a try. But make sure you use SneakBridge on the code so they know that you've come from here. I appreciate that. And yeah, give it a try. I've got to be honest, I used to drink quite a lot of energy drinks when I was probably about 10 years ago. But I stopped doing it because there is a lot of sugar in it. And I'm not necessarily great with caffeine myself, to be honest, but but I do need it. So I'm enjoying them. They're nice. Atalanta are going to fancy themselves Wednesday and we need to win. I've done that one. From Sean Turner. Just listen to the 7-minute version of Around the World. Amazing track and memories. Thank you, Mark, says Gucci. Yeah, cracking song. Apparently Rooney is on Newcastle's shortlist, says... I'm not going to ring that. I'm not going to read what your name is, but thanks for the super chat. Apparently Netflix is down. Interesting. I don't know about you, though. My mind's like a jukebox, and I don't know why it does it. I wake up in the morning, go in the shower, and there'll be a different song every day, and there's no real reason to it. Tell you what, Palace are pushing here. Next goal's key in this. If Arsenal get it, I think it'll be game over. But Palace have played well enough to stay in this game. Do you think Brentford will play in Europe next year, says Berlin? I still think Brentford are going down. I've got to stick with it. I said Brentford would go down. I predicted it, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to change my mind yet. But this morning's song was In Excess, Never Tear Us Apart. Don't never tear us apart. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. But I don't know why it was in my head. I mean, it's an interesting thing. I just saw somebody in the chat say that... what are you on, Zakaria? Well, I have been drinking my blue raspberry all afternoon. Don't need alcohol. And keeps you alert and energetic. But the interesting thing about Vieira is that if Vieira does well at Crystal Palace, he's doing well in the Premier League, and he's showing that he can manage in the Premier League and do well. So if he does well at Crystal Palace and Arsenal at some point fall off, then people will want Vieira for the job, won't they? So yeah, you never know how football's going to work. I certainly think if this was Manchester United or Liverpool, you'd be in that situation where, if Roy Keane was at Crystal Palace doing really, really well and we had Ollie and he wasn't doing really well, people would say get Roy Keane. That's what I'm saying. What's your opinion on Aaron Wan-Bissaka being in police custody? I've been seeing it on Twitter feed, says Paul Connolly. I didn't know, don't have an opinion, didn't know it was happening. The hoodie's from Sneak. So if you go through that link that I've pinned, you'll probably find their clothing. Love Adams road trip, says Charlie. Good. I'm going to actually have a look now myself. So, yeah, merch. Let's have a look. Merch. Merch. I don't think they've got this hoodie. Give me some baggy bottom jeans, boots with the fur. I couldn't find it. Oh, whole club looking at her. Someone trying to find out about this. Wan-Bissaka. Ting. Wan-Bissaka. Let's have a look. Yeah, Wan-Bissaka it's not true Wan-Bissaka, it's a parody account. Have you read this quote from Gary Neville? Wait a minute, let's just see what happens with Palace, right? They're on the attack at the moment. Let me just see. That's probably going to be Arsenal have won it back. Quote from Gary Neville, right? I don't believe this is a Paul Pogba problem. I watched it Ronaldo and Bruno up front, nothing. I saw them flail their arms around at a couple of their teammates, which I didn't like. That needs to stop. Who is this guy? Apart from being a United legend, but as a pundit, who is he? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? He used to play with Roy Keane, who used to bollock him on the weekly. He'd turn round to Gary Neville and give him an absolute earful. And Roy Keane is considered to be one of the greatest captains in football history, certainly in Premier League history. And he would bollock his teammates. And now Gary Neville, who's had many a bollocking off Roy Keane, is telling us that Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest players to ever play the game, shouldn't be putting their arms in their air shouting at the teammates. What a bloody hypocrite. What an absolute joke. Well, Henry Winter says that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer retains the support of Manchester United board at least until the Champions League riches are at risk, but where the dynamic could change is if he loses to Liverpool at the weekend. And apparently the mood is flat in the United squad, which is what you would expect anyway, really. So what, I've been very impressed with Crystal Palace in this game. I don't know about you lot. And Kits, you need to give me a quote on what Rio said about the loss. I heard him say that he should give him Ollie's earned the right to get till the end of the season. We're in the middle of October, Rio. The season doesn't end till the end of May. We're in the middle of October, and you're saying he's earned the right to get to the end of the season. What if we lose against Liverpool and Man City? You're going to sit there and say, keep him till the end of the season. I mean, it's just not it's not logical. They're not thinking what they're saying. They're not thinking it through. They're so lost in their bias. They can't think it through. Of course, if he goes and wins the next few games, you probably do think give him till the end of the season. But we're not in a position. We're not in a position to say give him till the end of the season. He's took 1 point from 9. It's all going off a little bit here. Owen says, how's the head? A yellow card, don't worry. There's no red. Bit of a late tackle on Saka. And he's given a yellow card. But I don't know whether that's... well, Donny outlast Ollie, I think so, says Sean Turner. It's the only way he's going to get to play games. Let's have a look what happens here then. It's up in the air. MacArthur there, I think, has gone to kick the ball and he's kicked the back of Saka's legs. To me, it looked a little bit deliberate because... I tell you what. Surely that's a red. Surely that's a red. How can he have any concept of kicking the ball? He's swung to kick it, but the ball's never going to... Look, I've played the game. He's swinging to kick a ball that's never going to land. That ball's never going to land for him to hit it on the volley, and he's basically... Either he needs to go to Specsavers or not. That's a red card. You know what? I thought it might have been a penalty from Benteke, but that's a penalty. That's a red card, that is. He got away with that because he's gone to volley the ball, but he's never going to volley that ball. And he knows he's never going to volley that ball. Somebody just said, my respect for MacArthur's just gone up. Oh, Jake, I'm with you. I mean, maybe you have to play the game. He's definitely booted him on purpose there. 100% he's booted him on purpose. Whether you want it to be a red or not, that's what I'm trying to say, is no way he's genuinely thinks he's kicking that ball. Anyway, we're nearly at half-time, so we're going to be talking about whether Arsenal can get top 4 in a minute, which is very topical because we're watching Arsenal. Both the rival fans and the board are backing Ollie. That says a lot, says Dennis. And your ideal replacement, says Manmit. Look, I've always said I wouldn't talk about Ollie's replacement because I don't want him to get sacked. I've always been living in hope that he would do well. But I think, I've already said that if we lose to Liverpool, I think he's got to go. And if we do lose to Liverpool, the man I would always go for, and it was the man I really wanted to come in after Mourinho, is Zinedine Zidane. I mean, I'd have to go back and watch the videos again, but I'm pretty sure I said, and I know there'll be people here who was watching been watching United stand for a few years. I'm pretty sure after Mourinho I wanted Zidane, so yeah, that's who I would go for. Ten Hag and Enrique, if you want them, you're not getting them till the end of the season. Cross comes in from the corner for Palace. He's up in the air. Back post. Good save by Ramsdale. There's a flag. Think I better put my flag up now. He's going to do it. Go on, do it. I like that ref. He reminds me of Tom Jones. Yeah, definitely offside. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We are on the road to... What are we on the road to? What are we on the road to? We're on the road... We're not on the road to Wembley. We're on the road to 100... No, that's the United Stand. I'm looking at the wrong channel. We don't talk about United Stand on here. That's football. I'll tell you what, Palace have played really well. We're on the road to 560,000, or about 500 subscribers away. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Another good cross for Palace there. They've played really well. A little bit unlucky not to be losing. A little bit unlucky not to be level. Yeah, please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Fantastic stream again. Everyone's welcome on here. That's the whole point of it. And... we are doing Liverpool against Atletico Madrid tomorrow night and Arsenal against Villa on Thursday night. Obviously, I'll be doing United Atalanta on the United Stand on Wednesday night. So the only night I'm not doing a watch-along this week is Thursday. Mark, why do you think Tuchel is better now he's at Chelsea? He was not great at PSG. Just wondered your thoughts on his improvements, says Alex G. That's a good question. I think PSG is a difficult club to run, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of egos there. And it also it's a weird old league, isn't it? It is a weird old league. So there's another corner here for Crystal Palace right before the half time. I'd be interested to have a look at the stats, because my feeling on this is that Crystal Palace deserve something out of this half. I don't think they're going to get it. Cross comes in, headed away, volleyed back in, and a great save by Ramsdale. I think it was Gallagher from the edge of the box. It was. Lovely technique, and Ramsdale makes a great save. They've been very good, Crystal Palace. They really have been very good. And it's a lovely save by Ramsdale, because that was going in. Edge of the box, ball comes down. Lovely hit. What a save. What a keeper. He's doing really, really well. And it's half time. They're not going to let him have the corner. 5 shots to 3. Actually, Arsenal have had more shots than Crystal Palace, but Palace have had more of the possession. So a very interesting half there, and one that I think Arsenal will be very happy to be going 1-0 up in, because Crystal Palace have certainly given as good as they've got. But Arsenal 1-0 up at the moment. Palace will fancy their chances in the second half, and Arsenal probably going to be... looking to keep that momentum and keep that tenacity going, really. One minute then. So, yeah, look, we're at half time. What have I just done here? A little bit confused. 1-0 to Arsenal, as we know. That's where we're at. And... where's my chat gone? I'm nothing without my chat. Okay, got it. We're back. Stop the clock. That was what I was trying to do as well. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Gallagher has been electric this season. I agree with you, Habibi. So, yeah, Arsenal are 1-0 up at half-time. Crystal Palace have played very well. Arsenal haven't played badly. It's just been quite a decent game. I look forward to the second half on that. But if Arsenal win today, they go up to 13 points. Puts them 3 points off top 4. And they play before everybody else on Friday at home to Aston Villa. So big opportunity for Arsenal to get some points on the board. And, you know, start to build some momentum because Arsenal haven't got to play European football. Can Arsenal get top 4 is the question I want to talk about at half-time. I personally think that, well, I said at the start of the season, I included United in a top 4 that was impenetrable. Definitely Man City, definitely Chelsea, definitely Liverpool, definitely Manchester United. I think what we're seeing now is a vulnerability around Manchester United that is somewhat offering hope for the Leicesters, Arsenals, Tottenhams, West Hams, and anybody else who fancies a go at getting into top 4 at the moment. Maybe an Everton, maybe even a Brentford, maybe a Wolves, maybe an Aston Villa, maybe even a Crystal Palace. So that door has been opened. Do you think Arsenal could get top 4? I mean, I think Arsenal's challenge this season is to be the best of the rest. I do see, and who do you think is the best challenger to get top 4? Because I look at Arsenal, and unlike some of these t-shirt wearers who want Arteta out and that, and they flip from one extreme to the other every day. I mean, God knows what happens if they think they're getting pizza and they get steak and chips. I mean, they must throw it against the wall. But the reality is, I think with Arsenal, it's very clear. And sometimes it's easy. The vision is clearer when you're looking at a problem from a neutral position because it's not emotional. And I look at Arsenal and I go, that's a club in problems, big problems. And it's going to be a slow build. It's not going to be like Arsenal. It's not going to be like Newcastle who are just going to chuck loads of money at it. Arsenal's going to be a slow build. And I think with Arteta this season, I mean, even Ramsdale with that save just before half-time, I used to watch Arsenal under Emery, even Wenger at the end, and the start of Arteta, and you never knew what 11 they were going to pick. You never knew what his back four was going to be. I can tell you the Arsenal lineup now. That's his best back five. That's his back five. That's the team he wants to play. When Xhaka's fit, it's probably Partey and Xhaka. Then I think it's Aubameyang definitely up front, and it's probably Odegaard, Saka, and Smith Rowe as his three. You can start to build. You can start to name an Arsenal 11, and as soon as you can start to name an Arsenal 11, you start to get stability. And when you've got stability, you start to get better results. So I think that Arsenal are on a journey here. I don't know where it's going to take them, but they've definitely got that stability back. Liverpool versus United score prediction, says Gail. Well, I do that on the United stand, mate. It's very hard to say at the moment, but I would say it will be a draw. Do I think Arsenal can get top four? I think that they've got a very good chance. I predicted they would finish fifth this year, so I expect Arsenal to be the best of the rest, beyond United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and City. Can they take that top four spot? Well, there's only one club to take it from. You're not going to take it from Liverpool, Chelsea, or City, so you'd have to take it from United. I think the problem you've got as an Arsenal or a Spurs or a Leicester is that they're never going to be as consistent as a Liverpool, Chelsea or City, who basically will win most weeks. I think with an Arsenal, not only have you got to play 8 games against Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City, you've also got to play Leicester home and away. You've got to play Spurs home and away. You've got to play Everton home and away. You've got to play West Ham home and away. And I think what will happen is that a lot of these teams will drop points against each other. So it's how many points they can get compared to how many points Manchester United get, which sounds very simplistic, but it really is going to be about winning as many games consistently. And I think we've seen from Arsenal tonight, they've played quite well, but Palace have given them a game. And I personally think when Arsenal go and play, I mean, what's Arsenal's next few fixtures? If Arsenal really want to compete for top four, they've got to win tonight, they've got to beat Villa, and then they've got to beat Leeds. They've got 3 games, that's in the Carabao Cup, don't worry about that. So they've got to beat Villa, and then they've got Leicester away, they've got to win that, and then they've got Watford, Liverpool and Newcastle. And look, Liverpool's a bonus game, but they need to beat Watford, Newcastle, Leicester and Villa. And if they do that, they're going to be in the top 4 race. And if they don't do that, they're not going to be in the top 4 race, because it's that consistency that Arsenal need to find. And whether they can find that or not, I don't know. Will any of the Premier League teams take Ollie as their manager? No, Nira, they won't. So I think we all know that one. The scary part is if they sack Ollie, they would appoint someone like Southgate, says Annabeth. Oh, mate. I've said if United ever appoint Southgate, I'm not doing watch-alongs anymore. So there'll be a lot of people hoping we appoint Southgate. I think he's worse than Ollie. I think he's an absolute crap manager. Arsenal can't get top 4 because they're injury away from players like El Nini, Rob Holding, Chambers, etc. playing. Squad depth is too weak, says Carl. What I'd say about top 4 is I think Arsenal will finish 5th. If United stick with Solskjaer and this mess continues, the door might open. But the whole point about the door opening is you've got to be stood on the doorstep to walk in. Arsenal can only do what Arsenal do. They've got no European football. A domestic trophy would be nice for Arsenal, but ultimately, imagine if Arteta slips them into the top 4. That would be an amazing achievement. They can't get into the Champions League through the Europa League because they're not in it. Their only way into the Champions League is through top 4. So all Arsenal can do is try and compete. And look, people will be saying, well, why can't Spurs do it? Spurs are in the Europa League, and that Thursday-Sunday shit is horrible. Same for Leicester, same for West Ham. So Arsenal, for me, if they can find this consistency now that they've got stability, Arsenal have got the best chance of slipping into the top 4. Doesn't mean that they won't, they will. But what Arsenal need to do is they need to find a win tonight, find a win against Villa. I'd be massively disappointed if I was Arteta or an Arsenal fan if on Friday night you haven't taken 6 points from Palace and from Villa. Because after losing your first 3 games of the season, to recover and then put yourself in a top 4 race would be a massive achievement, and that's what they've got to look to do. Spurs are in the Conference League, which is even worse. But that's what Arsenal need to do. They've got to go and win these 2 games tonight and on Friday. I'm just looking at the advert for Call of Duty. Do you think it's any good? I always used to like the World War II stuff. I might do the story mode on it this year. I might do it on Twitch. Might give it a go. Vanguard, November the 5th. Makes me feel like Lingard. I might play it this year, Jimmer, because it's. I'm looking for a game to play a bit later at night. Any books on the go? I'm reading Dune at the moment because I want to read. I want to go and watch the film in a week or 2. So yeah, I'll do the campaign on Call of Duty. Yeah, I'll get it and we'll do it. Would you take Partey? Says Harry Osman. At Man United, yeah. I mean, somebody said to me today, if you could take one player from Real Madrid, who would you take? Well, it's obvious. It's Casemiro. I mean, you know, Arsenal might want Benzema. Other clubs might want different players. Man United haven't got a midfielder who can play as a CDM, so I would take Casemiro. Aaron Ramsdale is saving a broken team for Celtic. Well, he's made 2 good saves. I think you know what, this is one thing where if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be applauding the manager. I think it's brilliant what he's done with the goalkeeping. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves. When Arsenal need about 500 million spending on them. When he goes and spends £25 million on Ramsdale, everyone's like, what's he doing? Why are you spending £25 million on Ramsdale when you could spend it on an outfield player? But he's done it because he doesn't want Leno. He wants Ramsdale in goal. And Ramsdale is way better than Leno from what I've seen. He's got more personality. He's a better keeper. Now, I know that's not very popular with certain Arsenal fans because they've got him in their WhatsApp groups. But the reality is, every time I watch Leno, he's got a mistake in him. And I love that from Arteta. I think he's gone, you're not my keeper. I know who I want my keeper to be. It's Ramsdale. And he's gone in. He's brought him in. He's brought personality. He's playing really well. He's very confident. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be liking that because you want your manager to stamp authority. Arteta didn't buy Leno. So he's brought his own keeper in. And surely that's what you want the manager to do. Leicester, Arsenal, Spurs and West Ham must be begging the Glazers to keep Ollie and these coaches because of that. They stay in the top 4 is up for grabs, says Sean Turner. Thank you very much for that. And he sold Martinez, which was a bit of a mistake, Abakara, but maybe he rectified that mistake quite quickly. So there you go. When I say about personality, I mean, I don't mean I've been out for a bloody drink with him, you prat. God, some people are so literal. I don't mean he's cracking jokes and having a laugh with the ref. I mean, you have a personality as a footballer. A lot of people say Martial's got no personality, but that's a footballing personality. As a footballer, he's quite straight-faced. He looks quite miserable. Nobody knows what he's like in real life. Football personality on the pitch is a personality on the pitch. Ramsdale is far more personable and vocal and leader than Leno, from what I see. People might disagree, but that's my opinion. Leno's a good goalkeeper, but he's got mistakes in him. But whether you rate Leno or not, what I'm actually saying is that it's fantastic that Arteta's gone, I don't rate this keeper, I want my own keeper, and he spent 25 million to bring him in. Now, some people might say, well, that's a waste of money, but he obviously wanted his own goalkeeper, and he's done it. Tanganga's suspended, apparently. Football Manager's out in November as well. Yeah, I will be getting that. Might need to get a new laptop, though, because it makes my computer... Look, all the streams I do, my laptop never makes a noise. Put Football Manager on, and it's on the phone to Heathrow asking for landing permission. It's it's terrible. What do you think of Spurs' performance yesterday? Says Spurs the best. I mean, it's Newcastle, isn't it? So, at the end of the day, it's Newcastle at the end of the day, and they're crap, which is why they should sack Bruce. I can't be bothered with these bloody snowflake journalists who are saying it's not fair, respect Steve Bruce, he shouldn't just be sacked because there's new owners. No, he shouldn't. Look at the league table, you bunch of prats. He's got 3 points, they're playing rubbish, he should be sacked. Simple as. So yeah, defo. Take me away, 'cause I just don't want to stay. I need the quote on this. Somebody just said to me, I'm going to tweet about it. I'm just tweeting this. Apparently Gary Neville said, I know he will be given till the summer. The streets won't forget. The streets won't forget. Anyway, sorry, I was doing a tweet there. So there's been a substitution here. I don't know whether Saka's not been able to continue, but I'm looking forward to this second half because Palace really were pushing a lot in that second half. So let's see what happens here. Zambi comes on. And it is Saka who's gone off. Obviously got that kick from MacArthur. And he's been kicked out of the game. Literally. Is Arteta a better coach than Ollie? Says AS2 Skills. Oh, mate, this is not even controversial. Of course Arteta's a better coach than Ollie because Arteta actually coaches. He was the... at Man City, he wasn't a manager. It was Pep. He was a coach. He is a coach. He coaches football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager. If you want to compare them as managers, you need to use the word manager. If you're talking coach, then Arteta's the better coach because he coaches players, and Ollie has admitted he's not a coach. So he doesn't coach the players, so of course Arteta's better. Sue will be back tomorrow. If you know, you know. But Arsenal need the second goal here because I think if they get the second goal, it's game over. And I did predict 2-0. And I think they will get the second goal. But Palace have been pushing really hard all game. Oh, I'm not listening to any of this Grealish has been arrested crap. We've been hearing this all night. It was Wan-Bissaka, then it was Tanganga. Now it's Jack Grealish. People are just obsessed with making up lies about footballers being arrested. Arsenal have started this second half a lot better. Oh, I tell you what, I thought I was in for a minute. Thomas Partey with a hit. I really thought this had FIFA 22 vibes with the old outside of the box finesse. He's nearly got it. It really was like that. It was very close to being like that. It was like watching FIFA 22 there, but it hasn't gone in. But it was a good hit by. Partey. I'm a Spurs fan. I thought yesterday's top four was possibility, but after that Dyer goal just brings back reality. You can't get top four with either Dyer or Sanchez, as Richard Stevens. I don't understand. It's one of the things I've really not understood over the last sort of 18 months at Spurs is why they pick Eric Dyer as a centre back. There was a time when I would have took Eric Dyer at Manchester United as a CDM, but as a centre back, I'd rather play there myself. He's just not a very good centre back. What's the difference between a manager and a coach, says Michael? In some people's eyes, there is no difference, but there isn't really a difference. You know, on the continent, you're not called a manager; you're called a coach. But what in England, a coach is somebody who coaches the players. A manager is someone who manages the players, and Arteta would actually be involved in coaching players like Pep would be. I don't know how involved Klopp is involved in coaching, by the way. So I'm not going to say that every manager is on the training ground. Certainly, Sam Allardyce wasn't. He wasn't that sort of a manager either. Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't. So Ollie's as a manager is not on the training ground organising the training. I would imagine Arteta is a lot more hands-on because that's his background. Thoughts on Kane, says Daniel Richardson. Well, hopefully that's Kane now getting his head right and stopping the poor performances. This could be a goal. It is a goal. Now that is a mistake by Arsenal. It's a 1-1 goal. It's Benteke. And it's a mistake. It's a very big mistake from the Arsenal defence. And it looks like it might be Thomas Partey. It is. Now, whether they might get away with it. They might get a bit of a foul here. Let's have a look. Thomas Partey. No, he won't. He won't get a foul for that, I don't think. He's gone down looking for a foul, but I don't think he will get one. They might get lucky. They might get lucky here. It's a lovely finish by Benteke. Really good finish by Benteke. He runs at Ben White, skips past him and puts it in the bottom corner. And don't know whether VAR is reviewing this or not. But Partey's been arrested. Vieira's happy. It's just one of those in the midfield where he gets caught on the ball, takes a touch. It's lovely pressing, I think, by Ayew. And the goal's been given. So, yeah, Nothing going there, and it's game on. And to be honest, it's only what Palace deserve, really. And this is a real test for Arsenal now. Remember at half-time we were talking about, can Arsenal get top 4? To get top 4, they've got to win these next 2 games. I mean, not necessarily, but, you know, they've got to take... If you want to... Before the start of the season, for me, it's Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, United, top 4. Not in that order, but nailed on. Obviously, United are in big problems at the moment. The door is open. You've got to walk in the door. You've got to walk into the door. And Arsenal have got to find something here. Because to be fair, since they've gone 1-0 up, you could say that Palace have shaded it. And but a lovely goal by Benteke when he got it. Skipped past Ben White. Hit it in the bottom corner. And it's interesting with Benteke, because I remember Benteke. I mean, obviously played for Liverpool, and I thought he was a player that, certainly when he was at Villa, he just seemed to, you know, score a lot of goals, and then he seemed to lose his way, but he's still a good player, Benteke. It's 1-1, sorry, I haven't changed the score. It's a bit early in the midnight for me. So Arsenal are going to have to go up a gear now. Oh. No, you're not going to get a foul for that, man. Not going to get a foul for that, mate. But it was Ben White with the cross there. Got a little bit of a shove afterwards, but... Which way is this going to go then, everybody? Give us your thoughts in the chat. Please subscribe, by the way, because we're on the road to 560,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Everybody's welcome on the channel. We're doing Liverpool Atletico Madrid tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So if you're at loose ends this week, we will be live with lots of watch-alongs. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're doing Friday night as well. Arsenal Villa, Arsenal again. And then Saturday lunchtime, I'm doing Chelsea Norwich. So lots to get into. Good run by Smith Rowe. And he's gone back for a foul, has he? Yeah. If United do get a new manager in November, do you think the team is capable of still being as competitive as we want them to be? This is Vebath. It's not ideal to be getting a new manager in any time, mate, to be honest with you. But it's the mess United are in. AS says, Arsenal losing will definitely improve my mood after our week. Also here for the Arsenal banter from you, Mark. It's elite, says AS. Look, like, you know, I get a lot of... I don't actually tweet about Arsenal as much as I used to. I don't. And the reason for that is that I can appreciate clubs that... I don't really appreciate Nuno at Spurs. I don't get that. I don't like Nuno as a coach. I don't. But I can appreciate what Arteta's trying to do at Arsenal. And I saw it a long time ago. I mean, it was coming up for a year ago where I was defending Arteta against Arsenal fans. Now, Arsenal fans are going to be defending Ollie against United fans, but that's for a very different reason. They want us to keep Ollie because rivals want us to keep Ollie because they think he's shit. That's basically why they want us to keep him. I don't care if Arsenal sack Arteta. It doesn't matter to me, but I actually think he might be building something. There's a bit of stability there. There's a bit of, you know, you're starting to see what his best 11 is. So I don't really take the piss out of Arsenal anymore because I don't really see what the angle is to do that. If Arsenal were to lose this game, I still think there'd be people going, oh, AFTV and chill. And I'm like, those days are gone. It's not a shock if Arsenal lose to Crystal Palace or draw to Crystal Palace because they're not a top 4 club anymore. They finished 8th the last 2 years. So, you know, it's long overdue that Arsenal actually started to build something. And I think maybe they are. But in building this team, there's going to be teething problems because a lot of it's still quite young. Lovely bit of play here. And that's going to stay in. And he's won a corner there. He's won a corner there. No, he's not. He's won a goal kick. Goal kick. Mark, where is Mr. DT? I don't know, Benjamin. I've not spoken to him for ages. I don't know what's gone on there. I don't know. I messaged him when he put his tweet out about his mental health problems and asked him, hoped he was okay. Didn't get anything back. And obviously I think he said that he's coming off social media and everything. I don't know anything. I've not heard anything from anybody. Apart from I know he's he's still alive and stuff, but I just made a decision not to do social media, but I don't know why. How does Mike Dean still get games seriously, says Grantos? And would any of the top 10 clubs in the Premier League hire Ollie, says Shearer? I don't think any Premier League club would hire Ollie. I don't think any Premier League club would hire Southgate. I've said this a long time. Ayew! Oh, good save by Ramsdale. Do you think Donny could go to Newcastle in January, says Joel Morris? I hope if Ollie's in charge, he does go to Newcastle or somewhere, because he deserves to play first team football. His career has been absolutely destroyed by Solskjaer. So, yeah. Has Sancho flopped? I don't like Sancho being called a flop, because I don't think he's a flop. I just don't think he's being used right. Can Dean Smith get Villa to Europe, says Dylan? Well, looking forward to Arsenal against Villa on Friday night. Really, these are two games Arsenal should be hoping to win against Palace and Villa. But they're two very significant games for Arsenal, because they're the sort of games that you've got to learn to win. And you've got to earn that right. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Liverpool Atletico Madrid tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. Very much so. Palace on the attack again. Did Gary Neville say that Man United's standard should be winning the Europa League? I'm going to have to read these quotes for the morning show tomorrow, because it's going to be a very good morning show on the United stand, trust me. If those quotes are true, it's bloody ridiculous. The standard should be the Europa League. Never want to be owned by an American business ever again. They are parasites extracting capital from our club, says Red Baron. Sure, Arsenal fans would agree with that. What do you think about playing Ronaldo on the left and Casino up front? Cavani probably. Also been seeing some people saying Shaw's peaked at the Euros. Any thoughts, says Jack? No, I don't think Luke Shaw's peaked at all. I think him and Harry... I picked up on this very early in the season. I think that Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw played one of the most demanding seasons of their lives, and then continued. I mean, they were playing. Remember last season started a month, almost 6 weeks late. They played 3 games a week for 6 months, and then they went straight into the Euros, and then they had the short break. So I think they're probably very tired, fatigued players. Mark, who do you think will be the next James Bond, and who has been your favourite Bond to date? Daniel Craig, Mr. And also... I don't know who's going to be the next one. I understand the rivalry between channels, but I'm sure you can go back to the 2 super chats I've paid for, right? Or is there a contract? Says Arjun J. I don't know what you're talking about, Arjun. I do miss super chats sometimes. I try to read them all out, but if I'm
if I'm talking about something else or looking at something else, sometimes they do slip through. I've said this before, so I haven't seen what you've said. I'll go and see if I can find a way of seeing what you've said. Sean Connery. So half an hour to go. And Arsenal need to find another gear here because, to be fair, ever since they scored that first goal, Palace have been the better side. And I don't think tactically Arsenal have got to grips with the press and physicality of Crystal Palace. Okay, so Arjun J said, there are people saying Ronaldo and Bruno are rubbish. This is what Ollie has done and how they get views saying that. Well, look, first of all, mate, everybody's entitled to an opinion. I didn't see your chat, otherwise I would have read it. Every football fan, no matter who you support, is entitled to an opinion. But when you put your opinion out there publicly, if it's a stupid opinion, you're probably going to get a lot of stick. I don't feel that you should ever tell somebody that they're wrong because it's their opinion. But ultimately, to say that Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo are rubbish exposes you as somebody who's got a very deep-seated issue with those two players. I don't know what it's based upon. Maybe it's because they're foreign. Maybe it's because they're Portuguese. Maybe it's something more sinister than that. I don't know. But Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the greatest players that's ever lived. He's not rubbish. And he's not finished. It's the same as Messi's not finished. Far from it. And Bruno Fernandes has been the player that's made Manchester United relevant for the last 2 years. When he came into this club, the game before, we played against Burnley and deserved to lose to Burnley at Old Trafford. We were absolutely shite. In fact, the game before we bought Bruno Fernandes, I actually said, Ollie out. I said, get rid of him, he's just not good enough. Then we bought Bruno, who I'd wanted to support for a long time, and I said, right, we've got Bruno, I'm going to give Ollie a chance. And ever since Bruno's come in, yeah, he's had a few bad games, but he's been the catalyst. He's been the player that took us into the top 4 2 years in a row, which we've never managed to do since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. So anybody who thinks that Bruno Fernandes or Ronaldo are rubbish, just they obviously have got some sort of issue somewhere with them because it's not logical. And who's better than them in the United team then? Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, Scott McTominay. You know, no, there's no player in that United team that's better than Ronaldo or Bruno in a United shirt. And I'm not saying that they're not playing badly, but there's no standout player in a United shirt better than Bruno. Certainly, he's been the best player in the last 2 years. Do you think Dyche is enjoying the game? Says Grantos. I tell you what, I'm not watching it. I've had a big bad bowl of gravel. I've had a gravel bath, and I've just had a big shit. And now I'm going to watch the Coronation Street Omnibus, and probably play Call of Duty or Among Us with the lads Tarkovsky and Wood and McNeil. Yeah, remember, Palace are doing this without Sahar tonight. Gallagher's a good player. He's a Chelsea loanee, isn't he? He's another one of these Chelsea loanees who seem to churn out so many good players that they can then just sell them off and not even use them. You know, you think about people like Tamori. He's a good player. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. If you're interested in energy drinks, I wasn't even going to mention it, but it's pinned in the chat. Sneak Energy. I'm wearing one of their hoodies here. They're sort of one of my partners for when I do my Twitch stream. So I hadn't changed my top from my Twitch stream this afternoon where I was doing my FIFA career mode. And you can get the starter pack with if you're into energy drinks. But the great thing about Sneak Energy is that there's no sugar in it, unlike most energy drinks out there. So give it a try. Links in the chat. You get one of these and 9 different powders to try out. Basically, you put your powder in there, load of water, mix it up, and you got your energy drink. They do sell carbonated fizzy ones as well if you want to get it in the cans, but Blue raspberry for the win, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for going back. I was surfing and remembering them on United stand, and their opinion was Martial should start over Ronaldo. How, says Arjun. Well, some people do just do stuff for clicks. It is an entertainment business at the end of the day. I do play Fantasy Premier League. I've not really had a very good week. I've not really had a good week for a long time. I'm just getting average scores, Tom, to be honest with you. I've got Smith Rowe in this game, but it doesn't look like he's going to do anything today. Antonio did nothing yesterday. Lukaku did nothing. Ronaldo did nothing. Salah and Damari Gray did nothing. So Salah and Greenwood got me some points. And then my goalkeeper was Brighton's keeper. Cody scored. But yeah, I've not had a great point. I've not had a great week again. I don't know what I'm going to do at the weekend. Lukaku's playing against Norwich, so I'm tempted to captain him. I don't know whether I can captain Salah against United. It just feels all sorts of wrong. And Ronaldo, of course. Do you take him out? So a double substitution. Oh no, is it a double substitution? It's definitely a substitution. Odegaard comes off and Lacazette comes on. I'm a Chelsea fan. When Ollie picked Ronaldo, he picked his mate over what is best for United. A CDM, says Reese the Beast Gaming. Thank you, Reese. And Neville's words, if he does win an FA Cup and Europa League and we finish in the top 4, I would say that is still a successful team. Thoughts? Talking at his arse, JRB. I mean, I had to hesitate for a moment because I really do like Gary Neville. I think he's a lot of the time he talks really good sense. He's just annoyed me with his opinion on United because I think it's biased opinion, and you don't want that from a pundit. But it just shows you he can't move away from his bias towards Ollie. But the problem is, if you start the season, if you're Leicester and you finish in the top 4, you win the FA Cup and you win the Europa League, that's a very good season for Leicester. If you're Manchester United and you start in the Champions League and you get knocked down to the Europa League for the second year in a row, then that's failure. If you finish 4th when you finish 2nd, that's failure. So no, I don't agree with that being a good season for United if we win the Europa League, the FA Cup, and finish in the top 4. The Glazers will. They'll bloody love it. They will take that and party. But no, it's a step backwards. Lacazette's looking pumped up. Ben White shoots. This could be a substitution that gets the Arsenal crowd going, actually, because I tell you what, Ben White looks very tired, doesn't he? Looks like has he just had a kid or something? Obviously not him, literally. God, he would be very tired if he'd forced a kid out. Where would it come out of? But the reality is, he looks very tired. Ben White. He's got very, very dark lids under his eye. Why is Ben White so tired? Is it the strain of carrying that Arsenal defence, keeping him awake at night? Yeah, Lacazette's up for it. He's come on. He's not only has he gone up front, he's also chief cheerleader. He's like that. Passion merchant. But no, Lacazette's... I mean, look, we talk about squad depth for Arsenal. Lacazette's not a bad player to be able to bring off from the bench. Here he is on the left wing. It's not a bad cross. Cut back. And Smith Rowe, who I wouldn't mind scoring because I've got him in the Fantasy Premier League team, doesn't score. Oh, I'm lucky there. Brilliant answer, thanks. Totally agree, says JRB. Ben Smith says Lacazette's injured is finished. I think fans are too eager to sell off players when they don't think they're good enough anymore. He's 30 years of age. Arsenal are in a rebuild. If they can keep hold of him, he's a very good option to have on the bench. And what if you pick up an injury or two? So I would be very happy keeping him. You know, squad rules, isn't it? But with 20 minutes to go, Arsenal have started to give it a bit of a go. And Palace might start to think about, this is a good point, you know, now. Oh, it's another tackle in error. And he shoots wildly over the bar there, Gallagher. A bit greedy that time. But Arsenal got to be careful they don't keep getting caught in possession. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 560k. Ooh, it's a good score. What's happened to Eze with Palace, by the way? Ayu's coming off. Olisi coming on. If when we sack Ollie, do you think we'll get another club legends as there won't be a headache for the board? Says Mason Reed. Who? And give it to Darren Fletcher. Mark, I feel football is going down the crapper with the Newcastle buyout. Chelsea and City buyouts hurt the game. This will finish it for me, says Red Baron. And Roy Keane said the only reason we were in a final is because we were knocked out of the Champions League in group stages, so that's not a success, says Lucas. Exactly. Eze's injured as well, so Palace are doing quite well considering their injuries. Lacazette, good shot, good save. That was the chance. He'd have loved to score that. He didn't score that. I've just had a message from Ricky saying that it's mathematically possible for Arsenal, Everton, West Ham, Brentford and Wolves to overtake us before we play Liverpool. None of them play against each other and none of them play City, Chelsea or Liverpool. We'd be 11th going into the Liverpool game. Bloody hell. Let's hope Palace get a win then. They've got a 3v3 here. Oh, they've worked it. They've worked it. He scored as well. 2-1 to Palace. They've worked that fantastically well. And I think it's Edouard who scores it. It's 2-1 to Palace. And Arsenal are in the mud again. Welcome back. We've missed you. 2-1 to Palace. And Arsenal's naivety has hit them in the bottom. Print those t-shirts. You know who you are. You've lost the game. Get the microphone out. Arteta out time. Come on. If you'd won the game, you'd be talking about top four, but you've lost it, so you've got to say manager out. Get it going. Get it trending on Twitter. You know what to do. Arteta out. But Gallagher had a lovely part to play in this, as did the substitute. He gets it to Edouard, and he's done it again. If you've got him in your Champions League team, what a lovely finish. And this is the lad from Celtic, isn't it? This is the lad that a lot of people were talking about. I love the technique on that, though. Almost Ronaldo-esque, the way, he didn't smack at it. He punched at it. Absolutely punched at it. And it's a lovely goal here. And Crystal Palace leading the game, probably deserved in the sense that I don't think they've been miles better than Arsenal, but the game is evenly poised. It's 1-1. There's 20 minutes to go. And they've gone and had a go. How can you not call Arsenal a big club? Tie 2021 on the overlap. Yeah. Ruptured Achilles for Easy in June. Could return next week, says Daniel Llewellyn. I've got to say I'm very impressed with Vieira. Very impressed with Vieira. They've played very well, Palace. And Arsenal need to show some character now. Although there's a free kick right on the edge of the box here for Arsenal. Very good position as well. Raku says, is Sneak Energy good? Try it out through the pin chat, mate. Just make sure you use Sneak Bridge in the cart. But if you like energy drinks, there's some lovely flavours and there's no sugar. It's just all the other stuff that you normally get. Do I want Arsenal to lose? Well, mate, Arsenal fans want Man United to lose. Liverpool fans want Man United to lose. Of course I want Arsenal to lose. I'm always going to support a lower level team to against an Arsenal or a Liverpool. But if Arsenal rolled up today and won 4-0, I'd say fair play. But I think Palace have been really, really good. Arsenal got 15 minutes. I don't think this game's over. Arsenal got 15 minutes. This is a very good free kick position, but to me, this just shows the competitiveness of the Premier League and the arrogance of some Arsenal fans. You are in a rebuild. You are starting to pick a structured 11. There is definitely improvement there. But teams like Brentford, Crystal Palace, Brighton, they're well-coached teams, and you can't just turn up at the Emirates and win, or Old Trafford and win. You can't, or Spurs and win. Those days of, Palace are playing at home, let's beat them 3-0, they're gone. These teams are well-coached now, and they're hard. They're very hard. And free kick goes into the wall. You've got to earn the right to win these games, basically. And I don't think Arsenal have been bad, and they still can win the game. But Palace have been very good. Do you think Pogba would reach France heights under Zizou? And who do you think he would play Donny at DM next to Pogba, says Callum Stock? No, I don't think he would. I don't think Zidane or anybody would play Pogba and Donny in the midfield too, to be honest with you. Palace have got a decent young team. They have. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. What I find funny is the flip-flop nature of that. If they'd won this game 2-1 and played badly, they'd be talking about top 4. But if they lose this game 2-1 when they've not actually played that badly, it's been a good game to watch, it'll be Arteta out. But Arsenal haven't played badly. They haven't played badly. Crystal Palace have played really well. Who are Arsenal going to blame? Xhaka is out, says AS. Well, they've got to go for it now. Sorry, just whacking out a tweet. Arsenal are back. Where's Zane and Mrs. Miassi, says I'll buy your. And what were Arsenal going to blame? Xhaka is out. Okay, says AS. What would you take? Who would you like to take over at United, Mark? Who would you like to take over at United, Mark? Zidane is who I would go for. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, realistically, if this was Chelsea or Man City, they'd already have had the chat with Zidane and Conte. They would have said, look, we're not offering you the job. Would you like the job if it came up? And look, it might be coming up at any point in the next 12 months. That chat should have happened. United won't have had the chat. Because when you've got managers of the quality of Zidane especially available, and he's free, apart from his wages, you should be having that chat, especially when you're underperforming. Where do you see Brentford finishing, says Joseph? I'm an idiot, Joseph. I actually think that they will still get relegated because I'm an idiot and I can't change my mind. But they're doing very well at the moment. They're very impressive Palace. Very well coached side. Banter FC makes this week livable, says Orlando. No, I'm never gonna. I can't stand that mentality, to be honest with you. Oh, Arsenal have lost, so that makes United being shit acceptable. No, don't bring me that sort of crap. I'm not interested in that. It was a lovely goal by Edouard, though. I just love the way he punched through it. Lovely finish. Lovely finish. 10 minutes to go for Arsenal. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 560,000. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. And we will be live tomorrow night for Liverpool against Atletico Madrid as well. So please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Breaking the play at the moment. But I'm sure it will be back very, very soon. And Arsenal are facing up to what could be a very, very disappointing result for them tonight. I did say it at half-time. The door has been opened up to top 4. Martinelli's going to come on. The door's been opened up to top 4. And 2 home games, Aston Villa, Palace tonight, Villa on Friday. We're doing both as a watch-along, by the way. And it looks like they might be taking nothing from this game. Partey's coming off, so they're going for this. They're going for it. Can they get something out of it? Ten minutes to do it. Palace have just looked very well organised. Oh, keeper's got that. Very well organised. What I'm noticing, and I think I call it the fear factor. Teams aren't scared of United. Teams aren't scared of Arsenal. They're not scared of Spurs. They might be. They're obviously scared of Man City and Liverpool because they know how good they are. But they're still having to go against teams like that. But you see, I mean, I saw it with United and Leicester on Sunday. I saw it with Villa at Old Trafford. I saw it with Everton at Old Trafford. You see it tonight with Palace. These teams are going to these places where these fans, myself included, are used to. Oh, we're playing Villa at home today. That's a 2-0 win, easy. If we get out of fourth gear, we might win it 4-0. And Arsenal used to be like that many years ago. Oh, we've got Palace at home. We'll win that one 2 or 3-0. But because of the degradation of the clubs and how they've been run by these greedy, useless owners, that quality in those clubs, and whether it be coaching as well as players, is not there. The fans are still there. The fans still feel and remember that that's what they should be doing. But the players are not as good. And teams like Crystal Palace and Villa, they're playing teams like Man United and Arsenal, and they're going, well, we're coached better than you, and we fancy our chances against you. And you therefore see, like Palace tonight, or we saw it with United against Villa, these teams come to our grounds and they're more energetic than us. They're better set up than us. They move the ball better than us. And it's a cold shower moment for teams like United and Arsenal, because they've got this massive pressure of wearing a United or Arsenal shirt and a massive expectation of the fans behind it. But you've almost got to go into these games now with the mentality of a Brighton, or that underdog mentality. You've got to fight for everything. You've got to absolutely fight for everything and earn the right to win. I'm here and my son is crying. Thanks everyone, says Mrs. Miassi. At the moment, Arteta is Ollie's counterpart. Both not great teams, but both play awful, says 58 Go. I don't think Arsenal have played that bad tonight. I just think Palace have been better. And I think what I was talking about there is that fear factor, isn't it? Palace have come here and played without fear. I think Arsenal players, they play with fear because they're playing in front of such a huge expectation where the demand is always there and there's no room for error, there's no patience. I mean, Lacazette's offered absolutely nothing. Vieira or Ollie, says Arjun. Come on, it's early days to be saying anything like that. Vieira's doing a very good job, but Ollie did a very good job in his first few games as well. But from a Manchester United point of view, it's a good result because, I've said it's almost impossible not to finish in the top 4. Look at the shape of Palace off the ball and the confidence they have on the ball. Bad day when Palace are a better coached team than United, says Nathan Brown. Let's cross into the box. Aubameyang! Oh, we didn't go for it. He didn't go for it. Have you realised most teams we lose and draw to have good managers? Brandon Rodgers, Benitez, Emery. We almost lost to Moyes, says Lucas Wade. Hey, it's not lost on me. United have dropped 10 points this season out of 24 we've taken 14. You could easily take another 2 off that because we shouldn't have beaten Wolves. That would put us down on 12. And you could easily take another 2 off that because we're very lucky against West Ham if Mark Noble scored that penalty. So we could easily be on 10 points from 24. Very easy. And there's no game where we could say, well, you can't say that because, all right, we're a bit lucky against Wolves and West Ham, but we should have beaten Villa. We should have beaten Everton. Well, we should have beaten them, but we didn't deserve to beat them. So we're actually in a bit of a false position, points accumulated, really. Malden says, hi Mark, I love you. Thanks, pal. I haven't even had many stand-ups today. Been a long Monday today. I've done quite a lot. Paul Ince this morning, Romano, FIFA, preview, now this. But it's been a good game. I've enjoyed it. 5 minutes to go. Can Arsenal get the point? Can't see them getting the win now. Back post. Tierney should have hit it first time. He's hit the bar. He's hit the Denver. Oh, he's hit the Denver bar. He should have hit it first time. He didn't have the confidence. He still hit it quite well. But when he comes across, this should be hit first time. Bang. And he takes a touch and then he hits it. Look, if he finishes that, it's a bloody good finish. But I think he should have just gone through it first time. He sets himself very well, though, to be fair. He does very well. I just think he should have hit it first time because by the time he hits it, there's loads of Palace players back. On United, Mark, shouldn't our director of football be all over what's happening, i.e. speaking to Ollie and planning for things if Ollie does go, says Paul Glover. No, it's all mates though, isn't it? They're all on the same WhatsApp group. They can't talk about Ollie and what's happening next because he's in the group. Thought on United's next 4 fixtures. I don't think we'll lose to Liverpool. You know what? I have said if we lose to Liverpool, I will say Ollie out because I think he's got to go if he loses to Liverpool. It's not even just because he's losing to Liverpool, just the fact that we'll have taken 1 point from 12. Pepe was looking for a bit of a pen there. I don't think he's going to get it. But I don't think we will lose to Arsenal. I don't think we will lose to Liverpool. That's not a penalty on Pepe. Ain't never getting a penalty for that. Little tickle on your tummy. Arsenal pushing now. They've had one good chance. Here's Pepe. Good tackle by Gallagher, who's been fantastic for Palace. Interesting player, Gallagher. Do you think he's got a future at Chelsea? He's a good player, but you know the standard at Chelsea is so big that these people very rarely get their chance, do they? Is it Ollie out if we beat Atalanta and lose to Liverpool, says Arjen. Well, he won't get sacked. He won't get sacked anyway. Even if we lose to Liverpool, they won't sack him. But I don't care if we beat Atalanta 4-0 and then lose to Liverpool. If we lose to Liverpool, he's got to go. But he won't. You know, Gary Neville and Rio Ferdinand aren't saying he's getting till the end of the season without knowing that's going to happen. You know. The Glazers are happy. They've made loads of money off Ronaldo. They're not bothered about results. But it puts pressure on Arsenal for the Friday night game we're going to do. Arsenal against Villa. If you look at the team... hold on a minute. Let me just see here. Lacazette. Nice bit of play by Lacazette. He's still in the box. Just goes for something solo. Greedy. But looking at the league table as it stands, Arsenal would stay down in 14th place. They'd move down to 14th place. Arsenal. 10 points from 8. Not a good result for them. And they've got Villa on Friday, who've also got 10 points. That's a big game for Arsenal now against Villa. And that opportunity to close in on the top 4 disappears. It's a shame for them. But but it's a deserved win for Palace. They've been the better side. Not massively better side, but they've definitely been the better side. Lacazette thought he was Mo Salah there. More like Mo Farah. He was a shit footballer. I think he's an Arsenal fan as well. Sorry, Mo Farah, you're a bloody good runner. He's a bit crap. I've never rated Lacazette. I've always called him the French Charlie Austin. But he's a decent player to bring off the bench. He's just been shit tonight. Lovely play by Smith Rowe. Won't get a foul for that though. 4 minutes added on. It's not looking good here. Don't clip the Mo Farah thing. I can't be doing with Arsenal fans moaning at me. I'm not in that sort of vibe. I actually think Arsenal should stick with Arteta, but I do agree with Arsenal fans. You've got to be winning these sort of games. And Arsenal heaps pressure, puts pressure onto himself. Still 2.5 minutes to go here. Emirates empties. Got to put that ball in the box. I don't know why they won't put the ball in the box. Oh dear. Caught on the ball. Ref says play on. Palace have got options here. Benteke's just running around with it in the centre of the pitch. I've got a player down here. You may as well kick the ball out. Well, even if Arsenal get a late equaliser, which doesn't look very likely, they're still going to be very, very disappointed about this. Oh my god. I've just seen the best thing ever. The Balloon World Cup. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I've liked it on my Twitter, so if you want to know what the Balloon World Cup is, just check my likes on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge. I've literally just liked it there. It's very funny. It's literally the game I used to play when I was a kid with my sister. In the living room with a balloon, you keep knocking it up, and if it hits the ground, you get a point. But you can't hit it. You can't hit it down. It has to always be an upward movement. There's about a minute left in this. Going to get a long throw by Tierney, the best left back in the world according to Arsenal fans. I don't think he's the best left back in North London, is he? Yeah, Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid watch-along tomorrow night. Join me for that. Corner to Arsenal. Might be the last sort of action of the game here. It's not a very good corner. And Crystal Palace again, just hungry for the ball. Pepe, that's a better cross, but... Go on, second ball. Second ball. Ben White! Lacazette! He's done it! The French Charlie Austin equalises late on. Vieira can't believe it. He's absolutely gutted. And the French Charlie Austin has done it at the end. It's... I
tell you, this is what I mean though. This is Arsenal fans for you. They're so... Not all Arsenal fans. There are some intelligent Arsenal fans. But Lacazette's there to make it 2-2. But was I not just saying this? This is the problem with Arsenal. They play a good Crystal Palace side. They end up drawing the game 2-2. I don't think it's undeserved. And it's been a decent game and Arsenal have played their part in it. And yet, if Lacazette doesn't score that, they're all printing off their Arteta out t-shirts again. You're never going to progress as a club. The whole point of a rebuild is that you're not going to win every game. And what's happened tonight is you've got a point against a team that played really well. And it's going to take Arsenal time. And it's definitely going to be a roller coaster. So I feel for Palace. I do feel for Palace. But Arsenal went going to the end. They get a point. And I don't know why people are saying it's offside. It can't be offside. He was never offside. But look, Arsenal, there are some cracking Arsenal fans out there. But if you're one of those Arsenal fans who was ready to go Arteta out again, what are you talking about? You must be disappointed by a late equaliser. That's progress for Arsenal. It's not the progress you want, but you normally lose those games, and you didn't lose. And I think when you look at it with Arsenal, let's look at the table here. Arsenal table. They're on a decent run at the moment. They're on a decent run, so I think that's not a bad result for Arsenal. And I think that, obviously they want to be winning those sort of games, but it's not a loss, and they can take some momentum into their next game against Villa. But very unlucky for Palace. They'll take the point, but they were so close to winning, and Arsenal get a very good point at the end, but there you go. Look, everybody, really enjoyed the show tonight. Some really good chat. And I'm back on the United Stand at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, where I'll be talking about these ridiculous, in my opinion, ridiculous comments from Gary Neville and others about giving a manager who clearly is massively underperforming till the summer. But can we have a different name for the flip-flop Arsenal fans? Hate being grouped with the likes of those screaming at a camera. Wouldn't have Ollie at Mech FC, says Ilyas. Well, look, I know there's plenty of good Arsenal fans out there, and I think there are some Arsenal fans who realise the whole point of a rebuild is that you're going to... I mean, look, I've seen it at United. To get where we are now, we need to go even further, but to get in the top four, you're going to lose games. You're going to draw games at home, and that's the way it's going to be. But you've got to move past this mentality that if you'd lost that 2-1, get Arteta out. He's brought a very good goalkeeper in. He's picking the same team when he can. And, results like that, you could have lost that game. I still wouldn't have been saying, he's the wrong man. There is a rebuild going on there. Let's see what happens on Friday night. Thanks everyone for watching anyway. I've got the preview for the Atalanta game, which I did just before this stream on the United Stand, if you want to check that out. And I'll see you in the morning and tomorrow night on here as well. Speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching.